Hi everyone, I am Ketra. Welcome to your reading for Scorpio for the month of July. As always, these are collective readings, so some of these messages may not resonate with you, and if they don't, that's okay. But I do definitely appreciate if they resonate with somebody else that you share my videos. As always, thank you so much to my subscribers, and a big also thank you to my viewers. So we're going to go ahead and get our oracle cards ready. And then we're going to go ahead and get directly into the reading for the month of July for Scorpio. I'll also share with you some of your challenging days and some of your standout days as we move through, as we quickly move through your reading. The Eight of Wands is your first card. That's interesting. Three of Cups. Page of Swords. You have the Nine of Wands. You have the Chariot, Nine of Cups, King of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, and you have the Empress down here, sweet little lady. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the Mystic Forest Oracle cards. No pressure and let it be, Scorpio. No pressure. When you want more, don't push yourself or others to get more. Give more of your pure, genuine self, and life will immediately and effortlessly match. And that kind of goes with some of your standout days and your challenging days. Let it be. If you need to solve a problem, ask yourself, what is the simplest way to proceed? When you call forth the simplest path, it appears, and vice versa. So I love that because it's really on point with your standout and challenging days. So let's go ahead and touch on those. Scorpio, July 8th, intense, but if channeled well, this is a power portal day. Great for breakthroughs, deep healing, or taking bold action. July 18th is heightened intuition and emotional connection. Lucky Scorpio. It's a beautiful day for romance and spiritual practice. July 25th, powerful day for shadow work, deep conversations, or uncovering hidden truths. And I find that the 25th is interesting because it kind of correlates with your challenging day on the 28th. But let's talk about the 3rd of July. It says it just may be an emotional day, so be mindful. July 15th, keep expectations in check. Your intuition is foggy that day. And then July 28th, tensions between ego and emotions may surface, realign with purpose. And I felt called to write after that. This comes after the 25th, where you may have done some shadow work and things have come up. So just something to be mindful of. So as we get started for your month of July, Scorpio, you have the Eight of Wands, you have the Three of Cups, and you have the Page of Swords. So our Eight of Wands is really focusing and having things just kind of fall into place. They're going fast in one direction. It just feels like you're very aligned right now, and there's a cause for celebration. So it's like your work and your efforts from your Eight of Wands action has really brought together an abundance of like joy and happiness and collaboration is what I heard. We have our Page of Swords here, and our Page of Swords, what am I feeling from our Page of Swords? I really feel like you really had to take that time to kind of like put the work in for that beginning of the month, that Eight of Wands action, that celebration that came through. But there's something that's sticking out to me about there's some sort of little like off balance or disconnect or something like that in reference to our Page of Swords here. It's almost like there needs to be a little bit more information gathered. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to clarify your first row here. So show me the Eight of Swords. Why is the Eight of Swords here? Show me why the Eight of Swords is here. Show me why the Eight of Swords is here. King of Wands. I just think that's funny. The Eight of Wands, I think it's being clarified by the King of Wands because you have that ambition and that drive. You're a Scorpio. You have that ambition and that drive. And it feels like whatever it was that you were working on, you knew what you wanted to do and how to do it. And that's why the results were happening so fast. Our Three of Cups is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. Absolutely. It feels like you are moving that Wheel of Fortune in the right direction. Especially, I feel like it was something that you were working on, maybe with family. And I say that because you've got in the good stuff here, you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is just abundance of family and heritage. And yeah, I definitely think it has something to do with a family coming together, or just the direction that it's going is either more tolerable for you, or it's just the direction that you were hoping that it would go in. Our Page of Swords with the Chariot tells me whatever this situation is that this page is here to kind of like represent in reference to needing a little bit more information. Once you get that information, it shows me that you're moving forward, and that's fantastic. It's one of the strongest cards in the major arcana, if not the strongest, in reference to moving past the past. So I feel like whatever this situation that got rectified here with that Three of Cups, that makes me feel like it's family related. It feels like that you guys are leaving the past in the past and that you're moving forward. It may have been that there was a miscommunication of information in the past with some family member or maybe a friend, but I really feel like it's a family member. And so I think that miscommunication has kind of resolved itself and you guys are moving forward, which is super fantastic. Before we move to our next row, we're going to take a look at this Oracle deck here, and it is Victories and Appreciation. That's awesome. Victories. I have grown within the universe, discovering the higher wisdom that leads me to victory. By directing my thoughts to clarity, I cultivate wisdom, love, and kindness within myself. With this, I am free to embrace all that life has to offer, knowing that I am guided and supported by divine light. Yes, you are, Scorpio. Appreciate. I recognize the light in my life and focus my thoughts on the beauty within and around me. I give thanks for every little thing that brings me joy, knowing that gratitude inspires me more positively. Surrounded by abundance, I am deeply grateful for all that life has blessed me with. That is beautiful. And I think that ties into exactly, and it was laying right here next to the Three of Cups and that Wheel of Fortune. I think that ties in so perfectly. So when we look maybe towards mid-month, we've got the Nine of Wands. We have the Chariot again. So you've got the Chariot twice and the Nine of Cups. Okay. So I think with our Nine of Wands, it's literally just moving past the past. You've moved past the past. You guys are focused on one thing right now. And you're just kind of not looking back. And that's what I feel, because you've got the Chariot right here. And when you continue that forward momentum that you have with that Ace of Wands, because again, we have the Eight of Wands, we have the Nine of Wands. And I think that's fantastic because that's your progression, right? That's you moving forward with that drive, that ambition. And what is it? What is the result? Your result is the Nine of Cups. It is wish fulfillment. And so whatever this was that you moved past, it still kind of hurts. It still kind of lingers in the back of your mind what was, but it should move you forward now as you're going forward with that Chariot. And then it's wish fulfillment. It's what it is that you wanted out of that situation. So let's go ahead and we'll just do a little bit of clarifying with that Nine of Wands. Show me why the Nine of Wands is here. I mean, I think I already know it's moving past the situation that you just kind of got through. So, okay. You have two Ten of Pentacles. And again, I do definitely think that, so Ten of Pentacles, it can mean so many things. But to me, it really, the things that stick out in the card today are the family. And that's what I was pulling from this one. It's the family. It's the family gathering. It's the family time. It's the family traditions. It's the lineage that you have. And it's the abundance of of time. The time together is what you feel like you were really seeking. And so moving past that Nine of Wands, moving past what happened in the past, is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. So we have our Chariot here. So tell me why the Chariot is here. Tell me why our Chariot is here. You have a lot of wands. This is the Knight of Wands. And so with our Knight of Wands and our Chariot, you are just moving forward with that ambition. I really feel like, to me, that it means that you're not wanting to look back. You're just wanting to move forward. You're just wanting to kind of put that stake in the ground and be like, this is how we're doing it moving forward. So that's what I feel with that Knight of Wands. And so clarifying our Nine of Cups. So you have, okay, I said Nine of Wands. I meant, oh yeah, Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands up here. Sorry, it's a lot of numbers in sequence. You've got that 8-9, you've got the 9-9, you've got the 10-10, and again that and you have two Chariots. So it just really feels like you're just being driven forward. You're really taking those steps to like go forward. You have the Five of Cups with the Nine of Cups. And so I think that really just means to obtain that wish fulfillment, you really had to kind of, I have my own saying for this card, but I can't say it on YouTube, but it's really like I'm letting it go. I'm absolutely letting it go. And it really does feel like that with this reading right now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at these last two oracle cards here. It is cycles, makes sense, and friendship. Cycles, everything has its right time. Honor the cycles of your body. Tune into the moon's magic. And friendship. Seek out your soul family. Surround yourself with positive people. Spend more time socializing. And that also makes sense because you've got the two Ten of Pentacles there. And it's that abundance of time and it's the quality of time that you're spending with family and friends. I think that's really sticking out for me, is that it's the quality of time that you're spending with family and friends. And it's that King of Wands energy here. King of Swords energy here. Sorry, you have a lot of wands. It's the King of Swords energy that has really, you have just decided. You've decided that this is what I want. I want that time with my family. I want that time with my friends, and I'm making it a priority. That's literally what I heard so loud, is that you're making it a priority right now. And I feel like intuitively you knew that that was the direction that you needed to go. And I love that it's the King of Swords with the Ten of Pentacles and the Empress, because she has that ability to have so much abundance in her life. It just calls to her and it comes to her because of the way that she is. She uses her intuition, and you're Scorpio, so you definitely are good at using your intuition. You're good at that knowing. You're good at those feelings. But sometimes I think sometimes you kind of like, if I'm looking at like some of your shadow traits, if situations get too complicated or things become too obsessive, or your control becomes out of like your power, sometimes those can turn into self-sabotaging ways. You can take situations and take them too far. I think though, at this point right now for the month of July, it just really feels like you know what you want to do and how you're going to do it. And it feels like the results have created that abundance of family and time and love and life and light in your life. So let's go ahead and clarify our King of Swords with our Ace of Pentacles, our Queen of Pentacles. So I really feel like that is a nod to that balance that's in your life. The structure and the clarity that you've demanded in your life right now. And then you have the feminine energy of the Queen of Pentacles, who's very diligent and very focused on what she wants in her life. So I think that you've found that like masculine, feminine balance, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. But I think you found that balance for yourself. And then you have, I can't not look at it. You have the Emperor on the bottom of the deck. And I think that's to clarify the Ten of Pentacles. And I think this was the energy that you used to achieve that Ten of Pentacles situation. Excuse me. A lot of videos today. I'm starting to lose my voice. So let's clarify our Empress. How do we clarify our beautiful Empress there? With the Ace of Swords. That's absolutely it. That mental clarity that it took to kind of like figure this situation out and to make it happen. You actually made it happen. And you did that a couple of ways. You did that using your intuition, using the divine. And once you had that mental clarity, you just went with it. You went all in. You went forward. And that's a beautiful thing. So I think before I lose my voice anymore, we're going to go ahead and end the reading with the spirit animal oracles because I love them. They're so cute. They were upside down. And again, it's like no pressure, again, with your no pressure. When you want more, don't push yourself or others to get more. Give more of your pure, genuine self, and life will immediately and effortlessly match it. I love that for you, Scorpio. You have Bat Spirit. A rebirth is assured. It does. It feels like there was a rebirth or something internal that happened with you that you were just like, I'm doing things this way. Then you have Pig Spirit. Use your mind wisely. And Elephant Spirit. Learn from the past. Perfect. So I think that's where we're going to end our reading today. As always, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for watching my videos. Take care and have a great rest of your day.